With the Solana ID, you distinguish from the rest. And everything together gives you a high score. That's why Solana ID is a win-win for both the DApp, the protocol, and the user. We are the most progressed as a company than we ever were. We have the biggest community, the biggest progress on the product. I don't want to give free money to people that don't deserve it. What I can tell is that we have a campaign right now, it's called the Karma campaign. Google and Facebook has been sucking our lifeblood. At the end of the day, it's your shot what you're doing.
All right, ladies and gents, another interview from the Solana Crossroads event here in Istanbul with Simon, this time from Solana ID. Solana ID are doing something special, something that you guys might be subject of. And now Simon will tell us what Solana ID is about, actually.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Thanks for having me. First of all, I'm happy to be here and happy to talk a bit about what we're cooking at Solana ID. What do you want to know about? Where do we start?
Tell me, what is your core business, guys? Like, how could it be relevant to the person on the other end of the camera, on the other end of the screen, what you guys are doing?
It's very relevant because we're helping people to become a VIP on Solana. That's what we do. With the Solana ID, you distinguish from the rest. That's the main pitch about the product. So if you want to stick out from the crowd, if you want to be better than the bots, if you want to be better than the farmers that are not interested in any product, then you have a way with Solana ID to leverage your reputation, to leverage the data you have on-chain, because you have a track record, but no one is helping you to make use of it. But all the data is there. So we're making the data that's already on-chain human readable, and we're putting it into a kind of a profile, right? So if you sign up to Solana ID, we attach a score to your wallet, and you will see if you have a score that puts you in tier 4, 3, 2, or 1. And if you're in tier 1, you're basically in the creme de la creme on Solana. It's going to be the top 1% right now, based on the data we have. It's really difficult to get in there, but tier 1 wallets are usually accounts that are very active on-chain, that do a lot of transactions, a lot of active days, a lot of DeFi activities, NFT activities, and so on. And everything together gives you a high score, right? And this way we help people to just stick out from the crowd and then get more benefits on-chain, get more perks. Our tagline is personal perks on-chain, because that's what we're trying to get for people.
What kind of perks would somebody from the top tier get?
Yeah, so basically you can expect to have a really big target on your back that says, hey, I'm a valuable customer, spend money on me and trying to acquire me, right? That's what you're doing. And then our job is to convince projects, DApps on Solana, to spend money on acquisition of you as a tier 1 user, right? So if you're a tier 1 user, you can expect to get the biggest discounts on product, right? So we have some projects that you can use for free, while other people that are not in the right tier have to pay for it, right? We have projects that actually decide to do airdrops for specific tiers, because you can use Solana ID as an airdrop curation system, basically. So apps users, they require us, hey, send me the data on these 10,000 wallets, please analyze that for us, and we return them the scores, badges, and so on, and then they make decisions on who to airdrop based on the on-chain data, right? So if you stick out from the crowd, if you have a good profile with Solana ID, you can expect that you can get random airdrops, whitelist spots for pre-sales, NFT listings, and so on, discount codes, or even free use of applications for limited times. It depends highly on the application. What you're getting is, strictly speaking, completely honestly, it's a lead magnet. That's how we call it in Web 2, right?
Yeah.
It's a lead magnet that basically a company is trying to acquire you as a user, and to do that, they spend money on that. But you will feel that money, right? Worst case, you get something for free. That's it. Journey stops here. Best case, you get something for free, and you learn that this app is actually amazing, and you become a user of them, and you start interacting with them, right? And our bet is that a lot of people will do that. That's why Solana is a win-win for both the DApp, the protocol, and the user.
Again, the win-win concept is at the core of it, where the user, the end user, is benefiting from signing up with Solana ID, and also the projects that partner with you guys also benefit. So it seems like you're forming a bit of an ecosystem there, and that's wonderful. Now, I'm wondering about the Solana ID and your token. You mentioned before we started this conversation on camera that you already released your token. Can you tell us about the token a bit? And
Definitely.
How's that?
First of all, I can't do advice, right? I can never tell people to buy the token.
This is not a financial advice.
I hold it myself, right? I buy the token myself because I believe in what we do. But at the end of the day, it's your shot what you're doing. We launched Solid, that's the ticker, last year in December. We are a Swissborg-backed project. Swissborg is one of the biggest exchanges in Europe especially. and we were the first project that launched on their permissionless launchpad called BorgPad. So Solana ID was the first project. It went live in December. We had a pretty successful TGE, I would say. We reached 70 million FDV, like in the first couple of days, had like millions of trading volume. So pretty big splash at the TGE. That was late December. And then the market kind of, decided to go a bit south. Trump pulled a few wrong buttons. And with the market, also most of the liquidity in the altcoins disappeared, right? So I think we're at the moment now where our token was super early in the hands of people. We brought it to people before we even had a product. There was no token utility live at the moment when we launched the token. So it was really just an instrument to give people the chance to buy into the future success of our company if they're early believers, right? We had a few people that decided to, cheat and go out. And I think the cheat's out. So right now, the token is basically found a good bottom, I would say. And the company is definitely, how do I put it? We are the most progressed as a company than we ever were. We have the biggest community, the biggest progress on the product, the closest ever to actual reasonable revenues. But we also have the lowest token price ever. So it's kind of a disbalance, I would say. Some people might call it an opportunity, but that's for the investor to decide.
It could be a buy opportunity, but this is not a financial advice, so I'll let you guys decide for yourself.
Yeah.
Anyways, whenever you have the token generation event, a lot of people are also interested in the airdrop campaign that goes along with it.
Yeah.
And for the audience of airdrops.com, what can you tell us about that segment of the token generation event with Solana ID?
Definitely. So we believe that it is definitely a superpower of crypto to incentivize early growth with future airdrops, right? That helps especially platforms like us that have this kind of chicken egg thing, as we call it, right? Like first you need the users to be interesting for the businesses, but for the businesses you need the users. So it's kind of, where we start. To bootstrap the growth of the user side, airdrops are great, right? So we decided to do it as well. But at the same time, I also believe that I don't want to give free money to people that don't deserve it, right? That's what Solana is about. We're trying to identify people that actually care about the product. So we did what we called a pre-season airdrop campaign, which just concluded in April. And people that either minted what we called the priority pass. It was an NFT collection for early access to Solana ID. We did that this year. And the pre-season airdrop was distributed to priority pass holders. So people that minted that NFT back in the day. But it was also attached to the Solana ID score. So the higher your score, the higher your on-chain reputation basically was, the higher your allocation of the total airdrop pool, right? The higher you score, the earlier you were also able to get your hands on the airdrop.
Naturally.
But there were also people that had the option to lock the airdrop. So they might have an unlock in end of January, but they decided to lock their complete airdrop until mid-April because they wanted to get some extra perks. And now they got a share of the rewards pool that we distributed. Whoever claimed early only got half of it. The other half went into the rewards pool for people that locked the token.
For those who stayed for the long run.
Exactly. So we kind of redistributed tokens from people that wanted out quick to people that are, that want to stay for the long term. And also people that lock their token, they get now a unique badge in our badging system, a diamond hands badge, which you normally only get if you are a diamond hand holder that receives airdrops and doesn't sell them all immediately. But people who did that for the Solana ID airdrop, they get it only for this one action already, basically. We incentivize our own users. So that's what happened in the past.
So incentivization of real, actual users is something that you seek through the airdrop campaign initially.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what about the future? Do you envision at some point in the future to have another airdrop campaign? Why would you do it? How do you see it happening?
Yeah, it might happen. I don't want to guarantee anything yet because we don't know yet how we will exactly play it out. And I'm still, again, I want to emphasize that it's important for us that we're not giving away money for free. Like we want people to actually use the product. We want them to engage with us. So what I can tell is that we have a campaign right now. It's called the Karma campaign. So you can collect karma per day by utilizing your Solana ID. So if you go to app.solana.id, you mint your ID with one wallet, you get your score, your badges, that's it. You're already set up, you already get karma per day. Every day it accrues. It's similar to the system from Camino, for example, where you get like an ongoing points system. Every second the ticker goes up, right?
Yeah.
But you can increase your karma by day by doing certain actions inside of our app. So if you decide to add additional wallets, If you decide to add off-chain data as well, we have ZK proofs that you can create for off-chain data. If you decide to do referrals for us, again, it increases. So your karma per day can be boosted by all these activities. And if you still want more karma, you can even buy Solid and stake your Solid, and it gives you a boost in karma. And this karma campaign is like season 1. It's going now for maybe 3 months-ish, around that time. We didn't put a fixed timeline on it yet. And there might be some incentives at the end of the karma campaign that's related to our token.
I mean, if there is karma and if there are the karma points, then we guys can possibly suspect something in the future might be happening with this karma. Why else would they have it? Eh?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me a bit about your experience now here at the Solana Crossroads event. It's a massive, massive conference by Solana. How do you feel here?
Is it your first time?
It's my first time in Solana Crossroads.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So I think this one is definitely a bigger one than the other ones. Like I experienced it once before last year. And this time it's really great location. We have amazing people also here. Like a lot of the actual builders on Solana flew into Crossroads and are here on site. Most of the big projects have some representative here, which is really great. And also the organization of the event, I think, is really, really professional.
Top level indeed.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Then finally, I'm wondering, how do you see the future of Solana ID? What's the ultimate end goal? Is there one?
Yeah.
Or is it like a continuous progress? And how is it?
We definitely have a big vision for it, right? Like, we started this because of 2 reasons. One is a reason that's very crypto native, which is marketing in crypto sucks, right? It's really difficult for apps and projects to attract users based on metrics and data and tracking, right? Yeah. Because usually what do you do if you're a crypto company? You spend money on key opinion leaders, so you throw money against people and see what they do, right? If you're lucky, they make money for you. If not, not. Like you can't track it. It's really difficult. We try that. We do it to an extent, but it can't be the only thing you can do. What else can you do? You can do some sponsorships for like events like this and so on. Also great, but it's again not the holy grail. You need to track things. And then what else can you do? You can do some engagement campaigns on Zeely and Galaxy and all these tools, right? Where you do random people again. You have no idea who's actually engaging with you. So all this stuff is intransparent. It is not data driven. And you can't track it properly, those marketing activities. With Solana ID, we want to build tools for apps where you can actually track things, where you can do targeted advertisements, where you can say, hey, I want certain people, and I want to spend money on acquiring these people right now.
Based on specific data.
Specific data that's on-chain, maybe even off-chain, and we want to be also able to track that. So if a user clicked on my offer, what is he doing after? How many people clicked on it? What's the click-through rate? What's the conversion rate after? So we want metrics, right? So we want performance marketing for crypto. And then this brings me to the second point, which is we also don't like what Web 2 has been doing. Google and Facebook has been sucking our lifeblood, right? They have all our data, we love their products, I use their products, but I don't really feel that any money is coming back to me.
Ultimately, we are the product, yeah.
We are the product, right? and they're making a shitload of money on us. And what Solana ID is building essentially is a performance marketing system that is similar to Google AdSense, but with the user in the monetization loop. Because our users, they benefit from getting actual value through the perks, right? Our ads feel like perks. We're trying to give value to people. And secondly, there's also going to be a monetization, a revenue share that we're going to activate. As soon as the protocol makes significant revenue, we can share a portion of what we make as a protocol from advertisers back to the user that he accrues in his account, which is another very bullish thing. So I think if you want to be early in Google, then Solana ID is the closest thing you can get right now.
All right, so let's be early in Google, in Solana ID for Web3. Well, thank you very much for having this conversation with me. I believe this is super important and interesting specifically for the airdrops.com community. Because identifying the right people and the right projects through specific data and metrics is something incredibly valuable in the Web3 space. And I know this will make waves in the Solana Crossroads.
I always tell people, put a target on your back that says, hey, I'm a valuable user, give me money. And you can only do that by proving to people that you are a valuable user. And in crypto, you're too private. But with Solana ID, we're helping you to walk the fine line. We're not doxing you, but you still have a bit more data that makes you attractive to attract marketing budget of apps.
Of course, and it's voluntary. You do not force anybody.
What's on chain is on chain anyways. And as soon as you interact with our protocol, you make the decisions, right?
Yeah, yeah. All right. Sure. Thank you very much for this conversation. Thank you, Simon, from Solana
Pleasure.
ID.
Thanks,
Thank
Sam.
you.